what goes into planning a space? Furthermore, how do you make that space into a place? Imagine a space that is filled with local businesses, green spaces, community gardens, small coffee shops, social hubs, places that people want to be. A connected neighborhood is a healthy one, and places connect people with spaces. Urban communities are starting to look more and more like social deserts, places that are void of spaces for people to connect with their community. Placemaking is becoming so important as we continue to grow our cities. We need to reinvent the public spaces found within them to become the heart of the community, embodying the physical, social, and cultural identities that define it. This is the key to the future of healthy urban cities. These urban deserts are a product of planning, which involves zoning. Zoning is when city planners decide what type of structures can be in what places in a future or existing city. Depending on what types of buildings and structures are allowed and encouraged in an urban setting can change the whole dynamic of the social systems that follow. To lose the social connection in an urban community can take a toll in many different forms. This also means that strategies to restore social connection have the power to re-engage a neighborhood and reignite the community there. Things like squares and parks can serve as the heart of a neighborhood and can attract people, businesses, and investment. Well-designed markets give the people a place to go and give local businesses a place to flourish. Community events serve as a way to draw attention to unused spaces in the area and can also educate people while creating yet another opportunity for local businesses and groups to work. There are examples all over the globe of areas that are reinventing their spaces to be more thoughtful of the people there. In Medellin, Colombia, an area once riddled with gang violence and crime is now a peaceful, pleasant area filled with food vendors, seating, sporting fields, libraries, and other amenities that attracted people and drove out the crime in the area. This was made possible by the Metro Cable, an aerial tram system serving as transportation for the hillside to make the streets available to be used for other activities. In Durban, South Africa, an open-air market consisted of many struggling vendors who often could be found sleeping on the streets at night with their merchandise, making it an unsafe and unwelcoming area. Government workers asked the vendors what would be most beneficial to them and eventually added locked stalls and food-safe amenities for the merchants to be successful. Furthermore, in Melbourne, Australia, what could have been just an ordinary urban building, Council House 2 was instead built with people in mind and was created with outdoor spaces surrounding it with seating and shaded areas to draw people in. They proved that buildings can be built with the surrounding community in mind, and they can work together in harmony. A great local example of a building that was built for its community is Midtown Global Market, located south of Minneapolis. When a Sears closed down, the local business owners saw an opportunity to better their otherwise struggling community. They decided they didn't want the building to turn into another big box store, but instead, with help from the whole community, transformed it into a market that supported local business owners, the local culture, and the social health of the community. They made opening a business very accessible for the people in the area and were able to create a space that got people in the community connected once again. This was only the start for this community, as years later would be the start of the Backyard Initiative. This sustainability initiative surveyed the community in hopes of discovering the most important issues to the people there. A wide variety of activities, including efficiency workshops, neighborhood check-ins, intergenerational storytelling, among many others, were established to start to reconnect the community and to restore both social and physical health. They were extremely successful and now are establishing a social health hub in Midtown Global Market to sustain the community's health long term. The model of the Backyard Initiative has the potential to transform many struggling cities in our area. A look at the community crime map of Minneapolis shows that there is a large concentration of crime happening in central Minneapolis near the Hennepin County Government Center. Another look reveals it is almost completely void of green spaces. We surveyed a small group from Minneapolis on their thoughts on their community and learned that the most important issues to them were a lack of public space, community involvement, not enough local businesses, and unsafe streets. Their proposed solutions were more parks, green spaces, and local businesses. The current zone is considered a downtown district, which does not encourage parks in any capacity. The downtown zones have bonuses in place to encourage things like enclosed parking and affordable housing that could be used to encourage zones designated to parks and community activities. Additionally, the Minneapolis City Center, a shopping center located at the heart of the skyways that connect this area, would be a prime place to surround with green spaces and parks, and to open a market similar to Midtown Global Market, where local businesses can open up shop and restore the cultures and the community in the area. Attracting more people to the area will drive away crime over time and will be an easily accessible area with things to do for people and will help restore the economy in this area. This is only one example of a community that can be transformed by reinventing the existing spaces and repopulating the social desert with people and intentional spaces and culture. Communities around the world can benefit from evaluating the issues of the people in them and then creating more spaces that meet their social, physical, and cultural needs.